Right, so I want to come on to the Echo for a second, and I want to get your opinion on this because it's been a bit of a thing today on X, from what I can gather. But Ian Doyle posted something that if I said it, I would get absolutely rinsed for. But I want to know what you think about it. So Ian Doyle posted on X, and if you don't know who Ian Doyle is, he's an Echo journalist, and he posted in quotation marks, "You're not singing anymore." And then he said, "Chant the Liverpool fans who don't go to the game often." Now, let's just examine this for a sec. Ian Doyle, Echo journalist, says, You're not singing anymore. Chant the Liverpool fans who don't go into the game often, but are there at the game last night, having spent their hard-earned money." And he thinks, and the spirit of Shankly apparently think, that there's this entitlement and God-given right to understand and know everything and doing it in a certain way. And look, I'll be the first one to say this club has a history and a tradition of fan culture, and it's a brilliant one. But the arrogance and entitlement needs to stop. Who the hell does he think he is to say to other fans that you're not allowed to sing, you're not singing anymore? Because I personally have stood on the Cop and heard them singing about John Terry's mother loving the Scouse appendage, shall we say, and many other songs. So this nonsense of we're better than you, they view us, it seems, as people who are only there to come in and flood the place with money, to pay for the hospitality tickets because we can't get other ones, and then they think they get to mock and ridicule us and everybody else. He's talking about fans who were at that game and paid their money to go there last night, and we're having a bit of back and forth. And him and then the spirit of Shankly come on and give you the clapping hands emoji. And these are the same people who protested before the 3-0 defeat to Atalanta, Jurgen's last European game at Anfield, and a cry arson about £2 that everybody has tried to be understanding of. And I've come on this channel and spoken about it before and said I understand where they're coming from. I agree wholeheartedly there should be a Scouse heartbeat there. But look, this whole thing sounds a lot to me like Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And it's disgusting. And the belittling of other fans needs to stop from these arrogant, entitled clowns that think they get to speak on behalf of everybody. They want everything going their way. They want all the access to everything, all the tickets to everything. And we're supposed to go back in and just accept scraps off the table, pay over the odds for things, and be belittled by journalists covering the football club. That truly is disgusting for me. And I don't know where they get this arrogance and entitlement from, because it has to stop. The days of the club just being funded by locals going to games and stuff, in fact, any club needs to stop. It's over. You know, there should be a Scouse heartbeat there. I don't think anybody argues with that. There should be an education in certain parts of the terraces and stadium. But there's ways of going about it. And belittling fans by saying, chanty Liverpool fans who don't go to the game often. And he also went in and said that anybody who comes in and thinks that FSG aren't spending enough money before are like Chelsea fans and Man City fans who want everything now. How do they get away with this? Because I was thrown under the bus for a lot less than that by Lynch. And now we have the journalists openly mocking fans, and that's cool. That's sound, is it? That's weird. It's weird. JACF 102 says, Spirit of Shankly, the biggest hypocrites in the fan base. Look, they've done some great work, and I don't know any of them personally, so I'm not here to have a fallout with the Spirit of Shankly. I'm just trying to stand up for the fans that are constantly being belittled. Because I know the Spirit of Shankly have done great work in the past. It's been spot on, especially around the Hicks and Gillette stuff. But you aren't better than other people. You don't get to look down your nose at the people that are paying their hard-earned money to make these trips, whether they're from other parts of England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Norway, America, Australia. It doesn't matter. This arrogance needs to stop, because all that they're doing is drawing a line between us and them that nobody else wants there. And they'll be the first one to talk about everybody, about the Liverpool way. Well, how is that you'll never walk alone, Doyle? How is that the Liverpool way? To belittle people, not try to educate them, not try to maybe make them aware of it. Just going straight in on them, that I'm better than you attitude. Well, you're not. Not by a long way. All you are is an arrogant, entitled arsehole. And that needs to stop. So I'll call it out. I'll speak up. Because apparently nobody else is going to. That's shocking. And if we wrote that the other way round, we'd be rinsed by everybody. G-Man said, I'm from Liverpool and I'm embarrassed my fellow Scousers are falling for the Liverpool Journal's propaganda. Keep up the good work, Craig. Thank you. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of people feeling like they're superior to other fans. And that's all this is about with me. I don't have a gripe with any of these people individually other than this nonsense. But anyway, apologies for that. I needed to bring it up. I needed to get your take on it because it quite simply is just unacceptable. You know, I'm sure the club don't condone other fans being ridiculed. You know, these lads are accredited journalists attending the game, representing the city and the club, and they're out there belittling fans. And that's apparently acceptable, is it? That's okay. The club want to stand over this. That behaviour is acceptable from Doyle and his fellow entitled arrogant clowns. Nah. Sorry, lads. Anyway, apologies. Let's move back on to footy. So again, you're not singing anymore. Chant the Liverpool fans who don't go to the game often. Imagine posting that as a journalist representing the city of Liverpool and its fans. I'm still disgusted at that from Ian Doyle and the Spirit of Shankly for the clappy face emojis and anybody else that supports that two-tiered version of being a fan. You know, if you think the fans going to the game don't know enough about it, then do something about that. And I mean that sincerely. Put out a songbook. Get the club to put out the songbook and attach it to the tickets they send to people. Rather than just belittling them, educate them. Because all this does to me as a fan who doesn't go to the game all the time because obviously I live in a different country, it makes me really, really angry. And it makes me feel even less attached to a club because some people feel like they get to just look down at the rest of us. And in a modern league, in a modern club, where you need this worldwide global fan base, and some people make their trek to Anfield once or twice in their lifetime, or others maybe go a couple of times a season, this arrogance and entitlement just feels very strange and very wrong. And nobody calls it out because some of these people are just too powerful within the fan base. And the Spirit of Shankly, in my opinion, a lot of these people only represent the match-going fans. They like to say that they represent everybody, but they don't. They only represent those who feel like that they have an entitlement to see the club. And there's some truth to the entitlement. There should be a Scouse heartbeat there, as I've said, and many of us have said. But you don't get to tell the rest of us, while we're emptying our pockets, that we're not good enough. Because, as I said, I've been on the cop many times and heard loads of things being sung that kind of took me a little bit aback. So to tell people that you're not allowed to sing You're Not Singing anymore to opposition fans is shocking. Shocking. I thought the club should rip away his credentials. Like, that's not the welcoming footballs for everyone stuff that we're all being pitched by the Premier League, by the TV companies, by the club. That's not a welcoming space, is it? Like, sincerely, that's not a welcoming space. That's not a welcoming behaviour. That's not acceptable. And Spirit of Shankly, on top of it, all of them, please just stop it. Like, I'm not going to start swearing and going in on people because that's exactly what they expect of me. But this crap needs to be called out. You don't have an entitlement to do anything because you fell out of your mother's vagina in a Liverpool postcode. Those days are gone. Because you need the money from everybody else for the club to be what they are. You need the money from me and Americans and Canadians and others who go over every now and again. You need that money. You need the TV revenues. You need the shirt sales. You need the travel into the city. All happy for the hotels to be full. All happy for the money to be pumped into the city. But if they can't get to every game they want to go to, all of a sudden now it's let's pick a fight with everybody else and let's look down our noses at them. I'm sorry, but I have to say this because this isn't an anti-Scousers thing, by the way, because most Scousers that we will all come across are incredibly welcoming, lovely, warm, friendly people who understand the need for people coming in. But the entitlement has to stop. You don't get to have everything you want. For instance, let's look at the ticket thing. They don't want the price to go up a few quid. And most people can understand that. But what about the others who have to pay hundreds of pounds to go to a game and it's the only option that they get? You know, is their money not good enough anymore? Who represents us? Genuinely, who represents us in this two-tiered fandom where all fans are equal, but some fans are more equal than others? It's a level of arrogance and entitlement that astounds me as a football fan. And by the way, people are saying the echo doesn't speak for us Scousers, but the spirit of Shankly speak for the fan base quite a bit, and they're backing this. Which I really don't understand, because as I've said, they've done some great work, Spirit of Shankly, and they are very influential, very intelligent, articulate people. But there is this group, and I find it with the Liverpool-based content creators as well, to be honest with you, from my side, is like, they don't want me near them because, you know, I'm not one of them. And I've battled about this for years. It's just honestly so sad and so pathetic